Hi guys, it's your girl Kuti here. I hope you're okay. It's really been a long time, but I'm back and I just wanted to share something with you really quickly from the book of Acts chapter 28, verse 1 to 3. It says, "Once we were safe on the shore, we learned that we were on the island of Malta. The people of the island were very kind to us. It was cold and rainy, so they built a fire on the shore to welcome us. As Paul gathered an armful of sticks and was laying them on the fire, a poisonous snake, driven out by the heat, bit him on the hand." Really and technically, I'm actually going to go up until verse 6, but this is the bit that I just wanted to focus on just now. So, what I want to share with you today is called Reigniting the First Fire. I guarantee many of us here, and many believers actually, have remembered a time when we were first passionate about something and then it died down. Believers, I remember when I guarantee you probably remember the first time that you fell in love with Christ, you're passionate, or when you first gave your life and you were just on fire for God, you wanted to do everything that you could, and you wanted to be in His presence all day, every day. We all remember that time. So, I want to focus on the bit where he says that, driven by the heat, out came the poisonous snake. There's so many things, brothers and sisters, that are deep-seated in us that nobody knows. We've got many habits, attitudes, sinful nature, sinful acts. Of course, we are sinners by nature, but that's not our identity. And more time, we actually adopt some of these sins and make them part of us, and they end up falling into our subconscious mind, into our heart, and now it becomes a daily habit and a routine. These things weigh us down, these things drag us down, these things are very soul draining. They prevent us from elevating, and they actually end up, for some, it can get very dangerous to the extent that they actually become comfortable in their sin and very much content with it. They no longer have the fear of God, and they no longer have the passion for God. The Bible clearly says that this snake was driven out by the heat. I just want to encourage you to regain that fire, to reignite that fire. I just want to imagine a generation that just wanted the presence of God again, that wanted an encounter with God. I promise you that will be the solution to every problem that you have. Anything that you're going through, anything that you're trying to get rid of by yourself and it's not working, I guarantee if you just seek His face, you just seek the fire of God, then it's going to come inside of you and it's going to be bubbling inside of you, and things cannot stand the heat. Those things will not stand the heat. They'll be driven out of your body. They'll be driven out on a place where they were comfortable in, but the fire is making them so uncomfortable that they are forced to get out. When you have the fire of God, every ungodly spirit, everything that is not of God or that was not originally planned in your body, even if it be your health, will make its way out. I promise you. It will no longer be a comfortable dwelling place for it. When you have the fire of God, that heat, it cannot stand it. It will have to leave. So that's why I'm encouraging you today to seek His face, to seek the fire of God. Just make that prayer. Say, Lord, send your fire in my life. I want this body to be the temple of the Holy Spirit that is on fire for you. And you know what? I also want to say to you, when you've got the fire of God inside of you and you start to change your ways because these things are no longer inside of you, you start to, you're no longer swearing, you're no longer doing certain things that were in you and that were actually deep-seated, but because of the fire of God that they left, you might actually start to become unattractive. And I'm not saying you're still cute. I'm trying to say that. I'm trying to say that those friends, those things that even appeal to you or things that you appeal to, it will start changing. Your circle will start to change. Your friends might no longer start to invite you to go out because that stuff is not something that interests you anymore because it's something that was removed by the fire. So don't take it too personally, when you notice that things are, getting distant. The way that you used to live is not the same comfortable. So don't take offense when the fire of God is burning inside of you and you notice that people start distancing. They're distancing and they're making room for the right people to come into your life and to keep on lighting up that fire with you. Before I leave you guys until the next time, I just want to quickly touch on verse 5 and 6, which actually says, of the same Acts chapter 28, it says, "But when Paul shook off the snake into the fire, he was unharmed. The people waited for him to swell up or suddenly drop dead. But when they had waited long enough, they saw that he wasn't harmed, and they changed their minds and decided that he was a god." The bit that I really want to extract was the fact that Paul was left unharmed. I'm reminded of my favorite verse in Mark chapter 16, verse 15, which says, He said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. Whoever believes and is baptized will be saved, but whoever does not believe will be condemned. And these signs will accompany those who believe, and in my name they will drive out demons. They will speak in new tongues, they will pick up snakes with their hands, and they will drink deadly poison, and it will not hurt them. They will place their hands on sick people, and they will get well." So yes, as I leave you now and catch you later, I just want to remind you one more time, that you should reignite the first fire, that you should raise your altitude, and working towards doing this is going to be worth it, because you'll be protected from harm. Like it said that, he was bitten by a poisonous snake, but he was not harmed. And, when you go into the kingdom of Christ, and when you become a daughter of our Most High God, or a son of the Most High God, you automatically have a promised protection